there, welcome back to Moms on the Rocks. We are two friends trying to be not just moms while careering, carpooling, and cocktailing. I'm Jodie from Reality TV Podcast.
And I'm Carrie from Sip and Shine.
And tonight we are coming together on a weeknight in the summer, and I have a full-on, a 4-person camping tent set up in my living room and dining room right now that my kids are sleeping in. So it's a very glamorous lifestyle. They're sleeping in it. I'm not getting my ass in there. But
do you ever feel guilty that they'll make you lay down with them and they're like, stay, mommy. And you just feel guilty because you're like, I don't want to. I want to go lay in my bed. And then I'm laying in my bed and I feel guilty I'm not with them, but I'm comfortable.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, they're only going to want this for so long.
Yeah.
I do. But there's other times where I'm like, dude, you gotta go to bed. It's been an hour. Go to sleep. You're working me.
Oh, you're like, I didn't have you to be your playmate. I had you because I'm your mom.
Can I ask, is it your boy or your girl?
Kieran's a lot better. He used to follow me around to the point where I would take a bath or a shower and he'd lay outside the bathroom door. And he was like 15.
God, I feel like that's going to be my Charlie. I really
but
do.
Now it's Mike. Mike is that way. If I go lay down with the girls, he's checking on me like, "What? This is a trick. You need to come in here. This is not the order of the way it should be."
Okay, so moms out there, if you have sons that do that, stop that shit now. Now I know that I need to stop that with Charlie because I don't want him doing that to his partner later on.
I'm getting texts from him. He's flying in the air in Atlanta right now. He's in the air from the plane. And he makes sure he pays for the internet to write me, hey, remember me?
And here I am, Dave. I haven't heard from him since yesterday. He's like, hey, I'm still alive. I'm at the hotel tonight. I'll try to get to you guys tomorrow. And I'm like, hey, sweet. Sounds good. Bye.
Oh, that was like Patrick. He would turn off the cell phone at night and have it lay next to him when he knew I was out. And I'd be, no lie, I ran out of gas or I had a flat tire at 1 a.m. And there's Patrick sleeping away.
Yeah, I only had that one time when I got hit by do you guys have Pace? Like a city?
Like what is that? Like a metro? Yeah.
Yeah, like a local city bus had hit me in our downtown Aurora, kind of like a downtown suburban area. I got sideswiped. My rearview mirror got sideswiped with the kids in it in the middle of the day, and Dave didn't pick up the phone. So I was calling my brother-in-law, my sister, like, hey, someone help me. Because he's like, she's fine, whatever. I'm in a meeting.
That was my ex-husband. Meanwhile, Michael is like, I just texted you. Why are you not answering your phone? You're totally ducking me. I know it.
Oh, Mike.
I know I'm with a 19-year-old girl. I told you he got really serious when we were going to launch the podcast that he was going to send you a message on the topics that we were allowed to speak about. He had serious concerns about what we were going to talk about.
Michael, Gary, I'm not going to say your last name, but I know what it is. What's his middle name?
Eric, but it's spelled like a Viking.
What? E-R-I-K?
Yeah.
Okay, Michael, Eric with a K. When Carrie doesn't answer back, you just text me. I am here for you. Yeah. She is busy. She is a working woman, 9 to 5, Tootsie style. You just text me. I'm here for you, boo.
And that's how I am with Dave. I'm like, Dave, when you don't feel like talking to her, you don't text me and we're in a good space. We're on the same wavelength here.
It would almost be like I would worry about him if he were to text me, like, does someone have a gun to your head and these are your last words? Like, is there something you're trying to send me a message? What is wrong?
You know what I tell Mike? I'm like, I am not your dancing monkey. Don't start throwing coins at me. He's always like, entertain me. What are you doing? Entertain me. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, can't you self-soothe? Get a hobby. I'm not your hobby. Because I said to him, with retirement, you're going to need to have interest. Or with the boys going away to college. He's like, yeah, but you're my interest.
So do you think we could pitch a show, wife swap style, with Mike and Dave?
Oh, I know. Can you imagine? Me and Dave would be in the same house and we would literally not probably speak for 7 days. We would be writing notes to each other. There would be a whiteboard.
You two would be perfectly happy. And Mike and I would go back to you and Dave and be like, okay, listen, we got some things to change.
There would be nothing to film of me and Dave. There would be just nothing.
No, you guys would be like, great. We need more downtime in our families. What I learned is that we need more downtime in our families. Quiet time, just zippy lippy, quiet it down. And Mike and I would go back and I'd be like, Dave, I need you to be alive. Hey, let's go mini golfing. Come on, what you got? Bring it.
That's Mike. And Mike would be like, I'll go spend time with the kids or something. And he'll be like, okay, you're done spending time with the kids. It's now 11 o'clock at night. You're going to now pay attention to me from 11 to 12.
Oh yeah, no, Dave would be like, it's 9:30. You would want to like just go up to bed.
Yeah, that's what he does. And he'll stare at me. He like looks at me.
Oh yeah, no, Dave doesn't look at. Are you kidding? Well, first of all, the pillow fortress blocks all visual view from one another. And second of all, he faces the closet direction. I face my dresser. We already have it set out. Even when we were on vacation, we're like, okay, well, if you're going to sleep in the bed with Charlie, like I get this side, you get that side. Like we still maintain our sides in different beds. And we face opposite direction.
Mike tries to touch me with his foot and I like kick him because I don't like the top. I think the foot is weird, like the veins on top of the foot. So I'm like kicking him. I'm like, don't touch me. Like, you know, that like weirds me out. Don't touch me.
Because bone feet are strong.
Yeah, with like weird veins on top.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Especially men's feet. They're like extra bony and ligamenty.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. Ugh. But yeah, so I live Dave's life. I walk in his shoes. I'm living Dave's best life over here. I get it.
See, and that's why you're my soulmate. You are my soulmate. Because you are like Dave adjacent, just with a vagina.
Exactly. And I give you a little bit more attention. So then you're like, oh, when I need Dave, I'll just talk to her.
But I will not talk about your vagina on national TV like Jeff Lewis. See, I'm bringing it all full circle. All full circle.
Did you see the tweet that I just wrote earlier? Because I feel like I have a little bit of anonymity on Moms on the Rocks on Twitter because they don't know if I wrote it or you wrote it. So I can kind of be a little bit more of a shit talker.
Now I gotta look.
Yeah, so I wrote, so Mike tells me don't worry down there sometimes, like, because I try to use that as one of my excuses. And he'll be like, well, I was born in the 60s. Like, I know the bush. I know my way around the bush. So that's my normal.
Okay, we're not going to bring it to a dark place, right? Light and airy, not so hairy.
Think white light.
Okay, I really think we probably this is probably our last episode. So I guess we should just say farewell forever.
I'll miss you.
And I'm probably going to have a hangover in the morning because I haven't drank this much wine in quite some time.
I know, I drank like an entire bottle.
Carrie, we need to get together. We need to have like a big girl sleepover.
We do. And this time it won't feel like a first date. You're like sleeping with one eye open, waiting for me to jump you or something.
I won't have to hide my saggy Nat Geo boobs from you as much.
No.
We can be, I think I just heard you burp or you hiccup.
I get like that noise in my throat because it won't actually come out.
Oh, Carrie, I want you to come over and spend the night. Don't leave me alone.
We're so soulmates. We sleep in the tent. Promise we get to sleep in the tent.
No, because the air circulation is not good in there. It's not good for our skin. It's not good for our complexion.
Oh my gosh. How funny was it that I got you naked at the spa? You've never gotten like a real massage like that.
Never. I don't think Dave has even seen me naked ever.
Pat never saw me naked even during childbirth.
Oh, hell no.
He didn't even want to see me naked, which was even more troubling. Did you ever, did you feel weird? Was she rubbing on your legs or anything? Were you like, because I've had women like get up in there because I've had sciatic issues. Were you making faces? Because I know the Jodie faces.
Well, I never had like during labor her massaging up there. I had her massaging my lower back, and then Dave tried, and I was like, no, you're not good. Lay off. But after, oh God, I never thought. I literally have told two of my closest best friends this, and never anyone else. But after my last delivery, part of the placenta wouldn't come out. So you just start like bleeding, like you're hemorrhaging. And so they have to insert this medication directly into your rectum.
Oh, I have a thing about
Yeah.
butt. What?
And then they have to not only insert it, but they have to massage it in for several minutes. So Dave is sitting there in the delivery room on the couch as my ass is just getting handled. And when I say several minutes, I mean like 7 to 10 minutes, not just, oh, let's make sure it's in there. Like, is a full massage. So I'm just trying to have a funny conversation with the woman while she into her elbows into my asshole. It was the most awkward. But of course, Dave, knowing Dave, he just dozes off. He just falls asleep. Whatever. My wife is just getting,
Aw.
ripped from seam to seam over there. I'm just gonna doze off. Girl time.
I had surgery back there, and I had to lay on a board, and they strap you down with your arms spread eagle. You're in the shape of a cross, but your legs are spread. It's like the reverse gynecological thing, but your arms are strapped down too.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so I know they had to sew you up afterwards. They had to sew me up with my daughter.
Oh, I had all three. I tore and got
Okay.
all that stuff, but I had a lot of issues with Bailey. I said my hips had spread. I had a lot of difficulty delivering her because I couldn't get her underneath my pelvic bone because the way that she sat. I had back-to-back pregnancies, so it caused my hips to spread, but my pelvic bone she couldn't get under that bone. So I had a lot of issues after I had her. So I ended up having surgery, but yeah, it's not it's probably the most vulnerable position you'll ever be in. But thank goodness you have anesthesia. And Kieran was in the hospital over the weekend, and he goes, I think that's why they call that girl the Disney princess, because he was on fentanyl. He goes, I think that's why they called her Anastasia, because of anesthesia. And I was like, no, there's no connection there, Kieran. The writers were not on drugs calling her Anastasia.
So how far apart were your girls?
20 months to the day.
Okay, so mine were 13 months to the day, but I don't know. I've always been able to, I don't know, this is not a brag about my pushing abilities because God knows what that says about me. But yeah, all my deliveries, I always pushed a maximum of 3 times and they were out.
Were you on
they had
epidurals?
The first 2, yes. Paige, I felt a little pressure. They're like, do you think you need to push? I'm like, I don't know. You go check. And they're like, okay, go ahead and push. And I pushed once, and the second push, she was out. Charlie, I had no idea. They checked, and I remember the nurse saying, she was British, and she was like, okay, the baby's in your vagina. Okay. And she's like, don't push until the doctor gets here. And they were worried he was going to get there. The third one, the epidural never took. So I felt every bit of that, but it was still 2 pushes and she was out. I'm a good pusher. I don't know, but
see, the place I was at was an army, and it was really small, and they didn't have epidurals.
Oh no! I told the anesthesiologist, I want to feel like I am paralyzed from the waist down, like my legs have been chopped off, and I promise you, I will be able to push. And
I would have had easier deliveries. My first one was a dry birth. I knew I had my water broke a week before. Then when I gave birth, they were like, well, you had a dry delivery. You must have had a slow leak. So we had to be on antibiotics and after, but all 3 of my deliveries, I think McKenna was probably the easiest, but all 3 were really there. I think I would have had an easier time if I had the epidural. I had a lot of issues. It's kind of messy. It's not the most attractive moment.
No,
I just remember the first one. My friend was there with the old school video cameras. I wanted her to tape it, but from the side, the old one with the big spotlight, and she's all up in my vagina. We're filming a straight up reality show, and it was all up in there. And I'm like, no. It's supposed to be from the side. And it was literally the size of one of those production cameras. And I found out later on she was showing people my video.
Oh my God. It's like the Real World season 1, true story. This is the true story. True story.
I didn't know that this is something you really want to watch on. And I just remember being really mad that nobody told me that delivery was going to hurt. I didn't have a mom involved. Why didn't anybody give me a heads up about pain? Nobody told me it was going to hurt.
See, my mom told me that the warm blanket afterwards is the best thing. And still to this day, I mean, I'm 38, I'm her youngest, so still 38 years later, she says the best thing about giving birth is getting that warm blanket that they lay over you afterwards. But I wasn't prepared for the afterwards, meaning the day or two afterwards when the nurses are coming in, checking your asshole and your vagina hole, and you got to use that Perry bottle to clean yourself
Oh.
off and the frozen diaper and all that shit. No one tells you that.
See, I didn't even have some of that at my first because I was in such a small hospital and they were like army chicks. So it was kind of like suck it up. And then my favorite thing after delivery was the Happy Meals because I usually ask for a Happy Meal
Oh God, yeah, the
afterwards.
food,
But
yes.
the other thing was is that so they don't tell you when you take like Motrin or some of this stuff because a lot of times they put me on Percocet after because I had a lot of damage down there. After Bailey, they said it was the nurses, a couple of them said it was the worst damage they'd ever seen. They don't tell you that that stuff binds you up.
Uh,
So I had to have further procedures after that were very took away my dignity and probably the doctors and the nurses' dignity to relieve me.
oh God.
I'm leaving it right there because I'm a very modest person with that stuff. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have those issues.
Okay, well, I'll fill in the blanks from what I know, and I know our friend Kim at People Are Wild podcast can fill in the
I
blanks.
almost
But
declared to Twitter, like, ding, 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 that was me, but I did not.
okay, well, I will just say my first two deliveries of my own personal kids, they just automatically gave me, they were like, oh, how's your pain on a scale from 1 to 10? And of course, you don't feel great afterwards, especially after if you've had an epidural, when it wears off. At first, you're feeling great. I felt so great after Charlie. They're like, how you feeling? I'm like, I am super zero pain. And I stood up to go pee and I dropped to the floor. Like I did not realize that my legs were still that numb. And I dropped to the floor. And since then, now you have like this little device that you travel to the bathroom on. It's like a little Segway.
You get a little segue to the bathroom.
Yeah, they call it, it's like I forgot what they call it. It's not a Molly, a Nelly. It's some sort of fun name, but it's like a little Segway basically.
Oh no, they made us walk. We didn't get any
Yeah,
of
well, they
that.
made me too until Charlie, like I literally stood up I went from the delivery room. They brought me up on a bed to the labor delivery floor. I went to the bed and I was like, I cannot pee in this bedpan. Like, it's not going to happen. I have bladder anxiety. It's not going to happen, but I have to go pee finally. And they're like, oh, can you feel this on your toes? Yep, I can feel it. I stood up and I dropped. But anyway, with the pain meds, at my hospital, they either gave you 600 milligrams of ibuprofen or they gave you Norco, which is like Valium basically, or Vicodin. And so for my first two, I was like, Vicodin, I guess, like, sure, bring it. And I took it. No one really told me that it was going to stop me up until I went home and the discharge paper said, oh, get some stool softener. Well, hey, assholes, I'm already 48 hours in. So now I have 48 hours worth of bricks built up in my system to try to work their way out. It took me all summer, and I had my kids in March and April, all summer to try to like work stuff out. It is horrible. So to the you moms out there, if you can get by on, wouldn't you say, like just the ibuprofen, just take that. Do not take the narcotic.
Yeah. I've had 4 situations where I'd have manual go in there kind of thing, and then go home with lidocaine and deliver on my own in a warm bathtub. Like, it is not pretty. To be honest with you, I'm more traumatized by that than I am actually giving birth without an
Oh,
epidural.
absolutely. Like the pooping afterwards is more painful than the actual birth. Because number one, you're nervous. And number two, you're like, there's no doctor or nurse here to fix what's going to go wrong down there once this comes out.
Yeah, there's blood, the whole deal. I just went to another level,
But
but
that
yeah.
Perry bottle is going to be your best friend, though.
Oh, I wish I still had one of those. I wish somebody would send me one because I need one.
Yeah, I'm like, my second one, I'm keeping my little buddy handy just in case I need him again. You keep him back there at like the very back corner of your medicine cabinet underneath your sink in your bathroom.
He's like an old testy vibrator. Like you bring him out, your old friend when,
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yeah, those Perry bottles, man, those will get you through the dark times. That is for sure. Okay, so I think about an hour ago, we said goodbye. We may need to split this into 2 episodes.
I think so too. Oh my gosh. Please edit me out any of the rough stuff. Like I said, I'm not on my A game this week.
I'm probably, whatever a bladder of wine is, I'm probably halfway in. So, all right, Carrie, if they want to find us, Moms on the Rocks, if we have anyone else listening, we are Moms OTR on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you want to find Carrie, where are you at?
Sipshine Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And if it comes up as I'm motherfucker, you know you have the wrong one because that's the one.
Yeah. But that used to be me. It's just not now.
Yeah, that was somebody that she used to know, but not anymore. If you want to find me, I am at Reality TV Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, right? I have an awesome Facebook group going. If you want to pop in there, Carrie and I are in there all the time. So whether we're slurring our words or not, we will be in there. And what else do we have to say, Carrie?
Look for us in your town coming soon. Probably Chicago first. I want to do like a game show format. Actually, you tell us what you want to see. We're shamelessly like, please give us a reason to tell our husbands we need to travel.
Carrie, you have a husband now?
He wants to be.
Oh, Michael, that's so romantic. Reach out to me, Michael.
I know. You two can totally get your rom-com thing get going.
Oh, Jodie at Reality TV Podcast. And please email Dave. I will send you his email separately. You can give him some little romantic tips. I'll have to fill you guys in on the engagement later, but we'll get to that eventually.
We still need an outro. Nobody's telling us what to say.
Okay, you guys. So yeah, give us your outros. And until then, we'll just say cheers.
Mom, Martini's a Murder does cheers, bitches.
Oh, let's not do that then. Let's do what's something in your native language?
My native language? I'm yawning. That's mine right there. You're lucky you didn't get a burp too, a half-ass burp. Although I think I heard you toot before.
Me?
Yeah.
I've never. No, it's my chair. I swear to God.
Okay.
Oh my God, are you kidding? I would
Wink,
never, ever toot. Okay, I'm going to send you outros of your burps now. I would never, ever. Are you kidding? I would never even show you side boob, let alone toot on a recording. Are you?
You wouldn't even own me at the hotel.
Okay, so how about we just say until next time, we'll just say Auf Wiedersehen, adios.
For the next round.
Bars closed, closing time. Okay, we suck at this.
No. Okay, yeah.
Okay, bars closed, closing time. Adios.
Exactly, later.